with rocket writing, I can help you to get your manuscript out, a small manuscript of 20 to 30,000 words in 24 hours if you're able to speak your book after we've designed it. Greetings, Apreneurs. Welcome to the Authorpreneur Secrets podcast, the show that uncovers the secrets to win with books beyond book sales and dominate authorpreneurship. Through exclusive author interviews, stories, and must-have resources, you will discover some of the secrets and strategies to thrive with books and generate lasting income. I invite you to become an Authorpreneur ambassador and join me in my mission to raise up 10,000 Caribbean authorpreneurs by 2030. Spread the word about the podcast and encourage more people to increase their impact and income with books beyond book sales. To get started, visit authorpreneursecrets.com/resources and download all the resources that you need to become a winning authorpreneur. Without further ado, let's get into the show. It's episode 122 of the Authorpreneur Secrets podcast. I'm your host, Ruth, and today's show, we're going to be talking about our annual Rocket Writing Challenge. And that is a challenge over 30 days, November 1 to 30, in which you will write a small nonfiction manuscript of 10,000 to 30,000 words. And this will act as a spark and a boost to help you to increase your income and your impact with books beyond book sales. And so I'm going to be talking about what's happening for this year's challenge and how I'm going to be using the challenge to rewrite and republish this book, Authorpreneur Secrets. So stay tuned.
Throughout our lives, we encounter adventures and memorable events. Making the most of these events is key, because these adventures create milestones in our lives, and what better way to document these milestones than through books? Milestones, big or small, but they all hold a special place in our hearts. The accomplishments may be personal, such as graduating from school or getting a promotion at work, or they may be shared with others, such as getting married or even having a child. These books can serve as a reminder of the hard work and dedication that went into reaching that goal. They can capture the memories and emotions associated with it, and they can be cherished for years to come. No matter what the milestone is, capture it in a book.
All right, so by now, if you're on my mailing list, you would have gotten the email tutorials, which are the 5 email prep tips to help you to make the challenge successful. So you would have chosen your topic, you would have created your book outline, you would have selected your audience, you would have chosen your writing methodology, you would have time blocked, and now you are just waiting to begin the challenge on November 1. Now, you can go at your own pace, or you can do like what Leo Stone did to divide up the 30,000 words, and you would write 1,000 words each day, or perhaps it's a smaller book. I would encourage you to just write and see what happens. The first person to write finished by November 30. That means you would have finished the manuscript. It's just the first draft. You would win the prize, which is a structural edit and a 1-hour consultation session with me to discuss the publishing process and to put a plan together to publish and market that book. And of course, you're going to get your e-certificate, and all those who are finished, you'll get the rocket writing certificate. And then the winner, once they've published their book, you're going to get an interview on the Authorpreneur Secrets podcast to help to promote your book. So I am not going to write a new book. It's been 5 years since this book was published. This book was written out of the first challenge. At that time, it was called Idea to Manuscript in 30 Days, and I changed it to Rocket Writing because on that first challenge, I not only wrote one book, I went on to write 3 books on that challenge. And then I continued that challenge to write 20 manuscripts in a year and published 16 of them. And so this book, was a test to see if I could convey the principles, because I was told by a friend, Diana Shanta, who wrote the forward for this book, that I should teach a course how to write a book in 30 days, because when we're looking at how fast I write on average, I would write a book in 30 days. And then I discovered, during my 1 year challenge to write 20 books for 2020, that I was going faster. So my very first book was written in 11 days, 68,000 words. So if I were doing a NaNoWriMo and it was narrative, nonfiction or a memoir, I would have been finished in 11 days. If I were in NaNoWriMo, I guess I would finish. NaNoWriMo is National Novel Writing Month, and you're to write a 50,000 word manuscript in 30 days. So that will be happening as well for the people on the fiction side. And because of the way we're using books and the whole thing about write fast, publish affordably, and generate lasting income, if your manuscript is 30,000 words or less, then it is more affordable to publish as an independent publisher, because your editing costs, which will be the majority of the cost, will go down. And so in this book, I break down the costs and different things. And this book became you would call the poster child for authorpreneurship for me, because it modeled the principle. It was written fast in 3 days at that time, and it was published. So it was written, the first draft, in November, and by February, I was having a boot camp with it. And so it was published. I don't think I spent $100 on it, because I got sponsorship. And the author services decided to publish it without charging, and of course promote their service in the book, which I did. And so in the revised edition, I want to include some of the experiences in the last 5 years and what I've been able to do with this book. So this book was turned into a membership group where I would teach and coach persons using the very same information that is in the book, because some persons don't want to read, they want you to teach them the material. And so the membership group has been very successful. That's the Authorpreneur Secrets membership group. I turned the book into an academy. So the Authorpreneur Secrets Academy. This same book ended up becoming the podcast, right? And the Caribbean Authorpreneur Summit. And so I am going to republish it and launch it at the Caribbean Authorpreneur Summit in January. And it's going to be on the first day. And then the members of the Authorpreneur Secrets Academy, they're going to be sharing their story and what has happened since they have made the leap, to become authors, and what has taken place next, because it's about winning beyond book sales. So I don't think I've sold even 100 copies of this book, but I've made more money teaching the content of this book than all my other 20 odd books. And so I firmly believe in authorpreneurship, and authorpreneurship is also what I'm going to explore for my dissertation as a model for poverty alleviation. And this is what has helped me. So this is what I want to replicate. So as you're thinking about writing the book and you've gone through the step, you need to think about, how will that book be a vehicle for your vision? How could that book be leveraged to create greater economic freedom for you? How could that book become a magnet, a marketing tool, a business tool, beyond just selling the book? If you just want to write and sell books, that's fine. This show is about winning beyond book sales. And beyond just the income, what about the impact? How could your book become the platform, the stage from which you could promote a cause, And that is what we are promoting. So It is still going to be named Authorpreneur Secrets. I am going to be revising the cover and, of course, revising the content. Some of the services that were in this book are no longer available. So I'm going to promote the new services. I'm going to refer to the summit. I'm going to refer to the podcast because this book was turned into multiple products and services and multiple income streams. And so it serves as the poster child for what I am pushing, how you can publish and profit from your books beyond book sales. And the secret really to publish on a budget or to publish affordably without breaking the bank is really to write a small book. Now, that's not possible for every genre, or that may not be your intent, but that truly is a secret to keep your costs down. And 25,000, 30,000 is a nice sweet spot. And depending on how that is formatted, you could still end up with a book that's close to 200 pages, depending on the book size that you choose. But on average, you may end up with 150, 170 pages, right? Depending on the size. Now, this small size here was 23,000 words. And so I'll have to get a new ISBN. As I said, I'm going to change the cover. I probably am just going to say Authorpreneur Secrets revised edition on it. But the subtitle will remain the same: Write Fast, Publish Affordably, and Generate Lasting Income. So it's going to be the revised edition. And what I'm going to be doing in terms of the Rocket Writing Challenge, it's hosted in the Authorpreneurs Facebook group. And so each day you will be required to, if you're joining the challenge, to post your word count and just tell us how it went. There are some persons over the years who've done the challenge. They don't post every day. Well, so far, those who've won are those who've been participating in the challenge. But you have persons who are writing quietly, and they use the challenge to motivate themselves or to further their publishing and writing endeavors. They may not finish the manuscript. Certainly last year, I did not finish Better Than I Dreamed, but it helped me to get a big chunk of the writing out the way. If I finished revising this early enough, there's also another manual, the Publishing Secrets manual, that I want to revise, because come January at the summit, we're going to relaunch the academy, and I'm going to be launching a premium publishing business certification program. And we're going to have the Rocket Writing Boot Camp, and that program is going to be promoted. So this Rocket Writing Challenge is free for the 30 days. But if you want someone to guide you and to help you to create that first manuscript, I can guide you in terms of speaking your book. And I call it guided writing. It's not fully ghostwriting, because if you speak it, then we just take your words and polish it. And that will be another program that I have to offer. And so with Rocket Writing, I can help you to get your manuscript out, a small manuscript of 20 to 30,000 words in 24 hours, if you're able to speak your book after we've designed it. And then we can edit that. And then we can further polish it. Within 30 days, you have the manuscript. And that's going to be a $1,500 program. And you will hear more about it. So there's a lot happening. Those are my entrepreneurship ventures. And let me know if you're going to join the challenge. The final thing to boost your writing is that each week I'm going to be doing a live writing sprint. So I'm going to set the timer for about 30 minutes. And each week I'm thinking every Thursday within the group, I'm going to set a time that we write. It perhaps will be a midday writing sprint that you can join me live, because I'm going to be doing it live. And so you can join in. It's going to be streamed. I may use StreamYard and stream what I'm doing, or stream it via Zoom in the group. and you can join me. So each Thursday, while we're on the challenge at midday, we're going to do a half an hour writing sprint. And so that's what is happening. So I want to encourage you, it's not too late. Join the Indie Authorpreneurs Facebook group. I'm going to put the link in the show notes, and let me know if you're going to join the challenge this year and what's the approach. You know, are you going to write a memoir, a workbook? Are you revising a book like me? Let me know. Before we go though, I want to read a section of chapter 5 of the original Authorpreneur Secrets book. And it says, endurance is not just the ability to bear a hard thing, but to turn it into glory, by William Barclay. I have deliberately tried to keep this book simple and show you how, from my experience, that it is possible to write your book quickly and impact lives. I used to think writing was reserved for people with great literary skills. I discovered that once you have the right team, all you have to do is express your ideas, and they can transform your words into a literary masterpiece. Not only that, once you have a story or a message worth sharing, it can be organized in a simple form. That is what especially nonfiction writing is all about. You don't need to be a literary genius to write a nonfiction book. Record and organize your ideas, share them with the world. Once you have written a book, the possibilities are endless. Don't minimize those possibilities by merely selling to your friends and family. Build a business, launch a movement, aim for a cause, and multiply the impact of your book. As indie authors, we stand at one of the greatest moments in history. Let's make the best of it. If you are just beginning your journey, this book will give you the right foundation you need to accelerate your progress later on. Remember, someone's destiny is tied to your book. Don't keep them waiting. Someone's healing and deliverance is tied to your book. Don't keep them waiting. Just reminding you that of the making of books, there is no end. Go pen it to win it and dominate authorpreneurship. Ta for now, until next time.